What's happening, everybody? It's Ryan. Welcome to the channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that have been here before, welcome back. So it's Friday. I'm at BWI because I'm headed to the national sales meeting. Our meeting is in Florida, which is outstanding. I'm headed to Fort Lauderdale. And while the meeting is going to be great, I'm super excited about the meeting. I'm also excited because I brought the drone. This is super exciting because I haven't had a chance to really fly the drone since I gotten it, and Florida, the weather's always perfect. So hopefully we're gonna get a chance to get this thing up before the meeting starts, and I can finally have some footage and a review, a proper review of the DJI Mavic Air. So stay tuned. This is gonna be a fun one. I got destroyed going through TSA today with all this camera gear and everything else. They stopped me and pulled everything apart. They had a trainee and it's no bueno, but we're through it, headed to the gate now. Flight takes off in 18 minutes. Keys, cards, wallet, all in my spot. You can't believe how nice it is here. Coming from Maryland where it's like 40 degrees, gray and miserable, you come here and this is what you're forced to deal with. Blue, water's there. Water over here, water over here, the sound over here, the ocean over here. Look how blue that water is, crazy. So, wanted to talk to you guys. This place, this is phenomenal. I've only been to Fort Lauderdale twice, both for work. So this is my second time here for work. It's awesome. Just got into my room, I'm getting settled, gonna meet some people I haven't eaten yet, so we're gonna go do that. But my goal outside of the work stuff is to get the Mavic Air up in the air. And right now the beach is pretty crowded. I need to calibrate it, set it all up, make sure everything's up to date. So I'm gonna do that now. And then hopefully tomorrow morning I'm gonna get up early and go get the sunrise and fly it for the first time then. Two things I'm disappointed at. Obviously this is continuing to be a work in progress and I always forget extra batteries. I forgot the controller once. I have everything. I ordered ND filters for the drone because it's sunny here. They were supposed to arrive yesterday. United States Postal Service gets a big thumbs down. It was not delivered, it was delayed. So don't have that. I also have an ND filter for this thing, which I've never had to use because it's gray and miserable at home. But here it's sunny, and I didn't bring the ND filter, which really stinks because it's so bright, and I can only get the ISO so low, I can only get the shutter speed up so high, so it's not working great, but we'll make do with what we got. Hopefully this turns out all right, but who knows, we'll see. So stay tuned, this place is gorgeous. I'm gonna try to capture some of it, which I'm a little hesitant to do because the family's at home and it's miserable, so I don't want them to think this is a ton of fun. And it isn't a ton of fun. I'm going to be in a lot of conferences tomorrow, so that's what's funny. They send us to these really nice places, but then we sit in a conference room and stare at the ocean in the background. No good. So time to get food. I'm out of here. So my idea coming down to Fort Lauderdale was I had this work event that I had to come to. It's our kind of end of the year award ceremony, which is outstanding. I was excited about it. We had some really good conversations. We had some really good meetings, but I was hoping, because I'm in Fort Lauderdale, the weather, which was not very cooperative in Maryland, would be a lot more agreeable for me to finally fly my Mavic Air and get it up and give you guys a really comprehensive look at what my thoughts are on this drone, how it compares to the Spark that I used to have, how it compares to the Phantom 2, how it compares to the Mavic Air Pro or Mavic Pro Platinum. But I've run into a lot of struggles. So when I first got here, the first thing I did is I checked in with my company's kind of registry process, and we got this great schedule and all this welcome stuff. And the first thing I did was look at the schedule to see when I would have a gap. Typically with these meetings, you have a gap, usually like an hour, that you can do what you want. You can catch up on voicemails or emails. It's the weekend, so I don't have many of those. I caught up with my family, but it was also a time I felt like I could, if I had everything together, I could quickly grab the Mavic Air, go down to the beach, and get this thing up in the air. But I realized it wasn't going to be that simple. I pulled up the FAA regulations. You can see here, Fort Lauderdale has this PDF brochure that talks about people flying drones. And in Fort Lauderdale, there's 3 airports within 5 miles of the entire city that all overlap. And in order to fly a drone, you have to call the air tower, let them know you're gonna fly a drone, and it just seemed really complicated for the short amount of time that I had. So we got out of our meeting a little bit early, and I thought this is gonna be the time I can run down, take care of this. But just looking at the map, where I'm located, there was no way I had to call 2 air towers to let them know I'd be flying the drone. And there were tons of people on the beach. It was gonna be a difficult task to accomplish. So unfortunately for me, I opted that it would be in my best interest to not rush things and scrap the Mavic Air flight again. This is what's so frustrating. I give major credit to the guys that do daily vlogs. I mean, I post 3 times a week, and little life instances like this happen where it just throws off what you thought your story was going to be and the need to quickly adjust what that story is. So now, as you can see, I'm showered, I'm cleaned up. I went down to the beach for that hour with a couple friends. It wasn't even the whole hour, about 30 minutes, and caught up with them. But now I have to go to this awards ceremony and got to get ready for that. It's just, I hate when these plans that I have that I'm going to accomplish all this stuff, it goes south and you can't get any of it done. So now my flight tomorrow, we have about 4 hours tomorrow before the meeting's adjourned. So I'm not gonna have any time tomorrow to do that. there's really nowhere for me to get into an Uber to go somewhere else to do this, so it's not going to happen. Hopefully this week in Maryland is warm that I can do it, but I'm getting more and more frustrated with posting these vlogs that are like, hey, here's my story, and it doesn't happen. So I guess what I'm going to do for this is kind of share with you the struggle I've had and what these meetings kind of look like, because maybe not everybody has these corporate events and is in kind of a sales oriented position where they go to these meetings. It sounds really good on paper, and Lindsay and the kids are back at home in Maryland where it's 40 degrees, it's been raining all weekend, so they see pictures that I send of, hey, here's where I'm at, because I like to update them, and it looks really nice. But we spend a lot of time in conference rooms with windows that look at the beach. We're not on the beach, we're observing the beach, which is almost more torture, right? I think so. So now, I get to get ready to go to this meeting. And it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm frustrated that I don't have great content for you guys. But work comes first. That's what I'm here for. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm going downstairs.